अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. हरि ओम. ओम नमो भगवते श्री रामकृष्णाय. Readings from the book called Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, written by Swami Gambhiranand. Page 83. Though the mother was very shy and effaced herself completely, subduing herself to the will of the master, yet in one respect she maintained her independence, and that was in the domain of her motherhood. Of this we shall have many instances. For the present, we shall deal with 3 only. The mother had not many companions then. The fisherwomen came frequently. A maidservant too was there for some time, and at times there would be a few women visitors from Calcutta. The number of devotees was not very large. At that time, there used to come to her an old woman who had lived a somewhat loose life in her youth. But now, like a devotee, she prayed to the Lord and came often alone to the mother, who talked in a friendly spirit. Noticing this, the master said one day, "Why is that woman here?" The mother expostulated. "She talks now only of Hari. What's the harm in that?" The mother knew that human nature changes, that even evil characters repent and become good. On the other hand, the master's sense of duty warned him that the Holy Mother should be protected from the company of persons who might come with impure motives. Besides, intimacy with such undesirable people might rouse adverse criticism from worldly-minded visitors. So he said with disdain, "Pooh, pooh, a public woman, to think of chatting with her, whatever the extenuating factors, what a nasty idea." The mother certainly understood the need for caution. Whatever might have been her past, she now trod the path of virtue and looked upon the Holy Mother as her own mother. How could the Holy Mother then drive away one who wanted to be comforted? The mother, whose life was to be a solace to thousands of sinners and spiritual wanderers, and all that cruelty that was to show for the sake of mere social propriety? The conversations, therefore, went on as before, even after the master's observation. The master, too intuitively understanding the mother's feeling, did not refer to the matter again. Subsequently, when visitors became more numerous, and fruits and sweets and other offerings were placed at the feet of the master in plenty, he used to send these to the neighbor. It was found, however, that apart from the little that was needed for the master, the mother did not care to retain them, but gave them away freely to the women and young devotees and the children of the neighborhood who came to her. Her mother's heart would not allow her to send away any visitor or devotee without giving him or her some fruit or sweet. In this she was liberal to a fault. One day, when she had thus used up everything, Gopal's mother cried out. There is a note about Gopal's mother. An old lady, disciple of the master, who worshipped Krishna in his form of a little child. At the end of her long practice, she was blessed with a constant vision of the divine child, whom she frequently identified with the master. The mother thus became her daughter-in-law. The Gopal's mother cried out, "My dear daughter-in-law, why have you not reserved anything for my Gopal?" The mother hung her head in shame. Just then, Nagopal Babu's wife alighted from a carriage and handed over to her some sweets and saved the situation. The mother did not learn her lesson still, or perhaps it was impossible for her to change her nature. The master too knew of this extravagance, and just because he knew, he argued with her one day in his room. "How can it be managed if there is such extravagance? At this, the mother quietly turned her back and walked away to the Navavat. The master was now in a quandary and said to his nephew Ramlal, "Hello Ramlal, go and pacify your aunt. If she gets angry, everything will be undone with this," pointing to his body. This was a voluntary defeat of the master before the blossoming motherhood of Sarada Devi. The mother was one day recounting the memories of those old days to Yogin Ma and others. When Yogin Ma suddenly inquired why the mother seemed to be so willful in certain matters, even against the master's advice, the mother said with a smile, "As for that, Yogin, can anyone obey another in everything?" And she added after a little reflection, "Well, my dear, whatever you may say, I shall not be able to turn away anybody if he addresses me as mother." One day, she made this abundantly clear to the master himself. In this last incident, there is not only an example of selfless service at its highest, but it is also full of the fragrance of motherhood in its first bloom. As the mother felt too shy to come into the master's room in the presence of others, the room was cleared of people at night to enable her to serve the master his food. One night, when she had just stepped onto the veranda of the master's room, a woman devotee suddenly came up and snatched away the plate of food, saying, "Give it to me, mother, give it to me." The woman placed the plate before the master and left as quickly. The master sat down for his meal. The mother too sat by him, but he could not touch the food and said, looking at the mother, "What's this you have done? Why did you give it into her hands? Don't you know her? She is immoral. How can I now eat what has been defiled by her?" "I know all that," said the mother, "but do please take this tonight." The master would not still touch it, but at the mother's importunity said, "Promise that you won't hand it over to anybody else hereafter." With folded hands, the mother replied, "That I cannot, master. I shall certainly bring your food myself, but if anyone begs me by calling me mother, I shall not be able to contain myself. Besides, you are not my master alone, you are for all." That cheered up the master and he began eating. It's a very beautiful incident of Holy Mother Sarada Devi. Here Swami Gambhirananji quotes 3 incidents. Of course, there are many instances in mother's life, but 3 incidents he quotes to establish a theory that how mother was obedient to Thakur. Thakur is translated in English as master. So she used to call him Thakur. So the husband cannot be called by name, like modern days. So the names cannot be put. So something you have to say. And all the devotees around master, they used to call him Thakur. So she also would say Thakur. So when she said, Thakur used to give her so many types of advices. How to light up the lamp, he used to teach her. And he used to give instruction that to go and cook for the devotees, for the children who are coming there, etc. And all types of orders, when master used to give her, she was ready to take up. And she used to do very sincerely. But one type of order, she did not want to obey master. And the author gives beautifully, he explains that in the domain of her motherhood, he says that he will not obey Sri Ramakrishna. Wherever that her motherhood is invoked, then she says, no, if master says otherwise, she will not obey. She will do what is good as a mother, what should be done. So the 3 instances he gives, that's a very beautiful instance. One woman who later became a good woman, of course, but previously she had immoral ways of life. And she used to come to mother and sit with her in the Navad. And then she used to talk about Hari, and mother was to guide her life, etc. But a master was very conscious what the others we are going to talk about us. People are seeing us. So if she starts sitting and giving time for that lady, and people will start talking, and they will wag their tails, they will say that, oh, Sarada Devi is sitting with that woman of sinful nature. And Masters has got two reasons to prevent Holy Mother from talking to her. One is, if you have a company again and again with some bad person, your mind also will be bad. So the bad company should be avoided. So don't sit with her for hours together and go on talking to her. Because sometimes what she will talk about Hari most of the times, but sometimes she may go into her past life and start telling about her past sins. And hearing about the past sins, Holy Mother's mind may be spoiled. So Master was very cautious about that. So he was telling her, no, you should not do. And secondly, what the society will say. The society is looking, all the devotees who are coming to Master, they are considering Master as a Paramahansa. And Paramahansa's wife is dilly-dallying with somebody who is not proper character. So that is a great concern. The name will be spoiled, you see. So he was thinking what people will start telling. So he said, no, she is a public woman. To think of chatting with her, what a nasty idea, Master was exclaiming like this. Then Mother stood her ground here. She said to him, why are you worried about her? She is after all a changed woman. Cannot a person change her character? If she has a bad character in the past, okay, she was a bad person. But today she is not a bad person. She has turned a new leaf in her character. So, and she is talking about Hari only. So good things only she is talking. So what is the wrong with that? And moreover, she is calling me mother. She is calling me ma. So how can I refuse her? How can I tell her get away from here? No. She stood her ground. And Mother said, how could the Holy Mother then drive away one who wanted to be comforted? Is not Mother's life for the solace of others? Same thing happened when, after Master's passing away, many years after, she went to Kamarpukur. And she was staying in Kamarpukur once. And at that time, one girl came and met her. And she talked to her. At that time, she was like a guru, you see. Many disciples have become, and people from Calcutta have come along with the Holy Mother, and they were all sitting. And then this girl also used to come and meet her every day. So, some lady came, of the village lady, and they said, don't talk to the girl. Next time when she comes, ask her to get out. So how can Mother say? She is coming and calling her as a ma, and then she is talking to her, and she feels comforted, because she was a bad woman, no doubt, but she is suffering also in the village she is suffering, and she has got a lot of sufferings. To whom she will go and tell? So she has come to Mother. At that time, Mother told that lady, what do you think? Have we come for eating rasagullas? Only she scolded her. Because people bring rasagulla also. For Guru say they will bring rasagulla. So he said, we have come only to eat rasagullas. We have to take the sins of others. So whoever comes and makes pranams, those sins were taken away by Mother. So Mother said, no, I cannot. So later also there are several instances, of course. But here Swami Gambhiranji says, only 3 incidents I will quote. This is the first incident he speaks about this. And then Master, after that, kept absolutely silent. He never questioned about that lady. And then also, lot of things people used to bring for Master, and Master would send her to Nahabat. And then Nahabat, Mother, what she will do with so many items? So she will gladly give to others. Those poor people would come, she would give. And then neighbors' children will come, she would give. Like that she would give away everything. And this was considered as an extravagance by Master. See, extravagance is a very big word, I don't know what you say in English, in Bengali. Extravagance.
Too lavish.
And too lavishly spending, yes. But this is giving.
In
Bengali book it's written as এত খরচ করলে কি করে চলবে?
Achha, extravagance word is not used.
মানে এত খরচটা হচ্ছে spending.
Kharach is spending. Is how too much spending like that in Bengali they have said. But then here the author has given the extravagance. That's a very beautiful word. So, and she said that, and to when master is rebuking her, don't give away like that. Keep something like that is telling. Because suddenly the boys may come. So if something is required, what they will eat at that time. So you have to keep something. So like that he is telling. But then she was, whoever comes calling her mother, she would give away. So like that she was giving. And one day, in the presence of the master, that Gopal Ma has come. You know, Gopal Ma's story, you all must read that. It's a very beautiful story written by Swami Chaitananda's book, it is there. And such a wonderful story, you know. Gopal Ma, she had a small vigraha, you know, small idol of Gopal. That image of Gopal she had. And the Gopal image became a living Gopal with her. And wherever she would go, and the Gopal would move with her. And she used to talk to her. It is strange, you know, that image becomes talking. Last class also I told about one incident in a train that I had. So like that, this Gopal Ma was very, very evolved lady spiritually, and she was telling, and this Gopal Ma was a very poor woman, and she used to stay a little distance from Dakshineswar, and she had to go by boat only to her place, and it was a Krishna temple where she was staying. And once master went there with Rakhal, said, Rakhal, come, let us go to Gopal Ma's place, and I have told her to cook something. So she will cook nicely and he will go and eat. And he had gone there. And after eating, she has arranged a room. In the temple itself, one room was there. She has cleaned the room and put mat for master's rest. You know, noontime after lunch, you must have some rest. So she told master to go and take rest. And without telling Gopal Ma, and he told Rakal, get up, let us go now. Call a boat now. So a boat was called and they came away. And while coming in the boat, Rakal asked master, hey, we did not even take leave of Gopal Ma. She invited you and she fed you nicely, and you, without telling her, you are coming away. What is this? He said, what to do? There is a ghost there. The ghost is coming and telling me, because of your presence, I am unable to live here. So please get away from here. So it is telling me what to do. So in order to be compassionate to the ghost, you know, so I came away, he says. So the Gopal Ma was, that lady, she used to be very nice, but she was poor. When she used to come to master, you know, she used to bring, when you go and meet a sadhu, you know, it's a custom in the Indian tradition, you should not go empty-handed. You should take something. So master used to tell some Calcutta used to come. And the Calcutta people, they didn't have this idea, you know, that you have to take something. So they will go with free hand. And master would look at them. So they did not bring anything. So he would say, in his talk he would say, you know, when you want to go and meet a sadhu, you must take something in your hand. What to take? If not nothing, at least take one lemon. One lemon you take it and give. Lemon is very 2 paise, very cheap fruit it is. Just purchase it and give it. Like that he used to tell it. So this Gopal Ma, when she used to come to master, she has to bring something. So in her home she would prepare some sweetmeats. And she knew Thakur liked sweets. So she used to make some type of sweet and bring in. And while going back, at that time master would tell her, okay, next time when you come, bring this type of sweet. He will tell the name of the sweet. Like that, every time she comes, he would tell her, you bring this sweet, that sweet, like that. So one after another sweets are, he is ordering her. And all the disciples are there, no, Naren, Rakal, they are all there. And they are all happy, of course, when sweets come, master will not eat alone. He will give to the children also. So they will be happy. But then, they heard from others talking. Ramakrishna started asking this lady to bring sweets every time. And costly sweets. They are not cheap sweets. Costly sweets. And poor woman, how she will bring? She has to go and beg and borrow money from others and then make the sweets and then bring it to master. How difficult it is. So they were all worried. And then Naren heard this type of talks. So one day he straight away went to Ramakrishna and said, "Hey Thakur, you know, people are scandalizing you." He said, "Scandalizing? What scandalizing?" Ramakrishna was stunned. He said, "They are talking that you are asking that lady to bring the sweets every day. What is this? And she's a poor lady. From where she will make the sweets and bring?" Then Master smiled and he said, "You know, nobody knows the secret why I am asking her the sweets. In her previous birth, she was that hunchbacked woman who prepared a plate full of sweets and ran on the streets of Mathura when Krishna entered." You know, Kans invited Krishna to come to Mathura. And then Krishna left Vrindavan and came to Mathura. And the day Krishna and Balaram, both of them arrived in Mathura, and they were walking through the streets of Mathura. And it has become big news. So all the people in the Mathura, they came out to look for Krishna and Balaram. How wonderful these two boys, like these two young boys. They were at that age only, you know, at this age, or less than 12, 13 years old. The boys were there. And they were moving around in the streets of Mathura, and people were coming out, and from the balconies they were all seeing, and people throwing the rose petals on these two boys, and the two boys were walking very merrily, you know, because their mama has invited. So they are going to their mama's place. So they are very in jolly mood. And they didn't know what for. After going there only, Kansi is going to say, "Now fight with these big fellows like that, Chanur, etc. is going to say. But they are just moving around. At that time, one old lady, hunchback lady came, running with a plate full of sweets. And she told Krishna Balaram, "Please take these sweets. I prepared for you. I knew that you are coming. So today I made everything freshly." So Krishna said, "Mother, I don't have time now. I am going to my mama's place and urgently we are going. So since you have brought, I will take one or two sweets." So one or two sweets Krishna took. And the rest are left there. And in this birth, I am finishing my quota. Says. So when I first read that, I was simply amazed. You know, to Naren he said, in Kashipur garden house, when with a cancer, the master was suffering and he was lying down, he could not even raise his hand. At that time he told Naren, putting his hand on his shoulder, "Naren, even now you doubt?" Said, Naren was doubting, can he be a god? Can he be the Rama and Krishna, like an avatar? Is he an avatar? He was doubting that. And he said, "He who came as Sri Ram, he who came as Sri Krishna, is now in this body," he showed. And this incident also shows indirectly to us that he was Krishna. He did take all the sweets, you see. Now that Gopal Herma has come, so he has to finish all the sweets. That's why I am asking her to come. So this is a great revelation. And then you find that. So likewise, on that day the Gopala's mother has come. And Sri Ramakrishna is standing there looking. And she says, "For my Gopala, nothing you have kept today. What is this? Your kitchen is empty." Oh, what to do? Then the mother hung her head in shame. It was so shameful because master could find out that nothing was there. And she said, then at that very moment, how Lord has helped her, you see. Now Gopal Babu's wife came. She just got down from the carriage and she walked in with a big box of sweets. So sweets have come. So she gave to Gopal's mother, "Go and take it for your child." So, and it is, the author says one beautiful thing. The mother went to Nahabad. The master now was in a quandary. Because why? Because mother got angry that master is telling her like that. So she went in angry mood back to Nahabad. And master is telling his nephew Ramlal, "Oh Ramlal, go and pacify your aunt," he says. Because he cannot go and pacify her. So she is very angry with him. So go and pacify. If she gets angry, everything will be undone with this, he is showing us. Because she is who? She is the power of the avatar. In the first chapter, the introduction, Swami Gambhiranji proves here to us that who was Sarada Devi, why Sarada Devi was born. He says there that when the avatara comes to the world, avatara brings its power as a feminine form. So avatara comes with its power. That power is Sarada Devi. So if the power gets angry over the personality, then how the personality will function? It cannot function at all. So that's what he says, that everything will be undone here. So go and pacify your aunt, he says. So when mother's anger, he knew how it is dangerous. He tells once Hriday also, you are disobeying me and you are disrespecting me and you are talking to me in a very bad way. Hey Hriday, do you know, if she knows about that and gets angry, then Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva cannot protect you. I may excuse you, but these three gods, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, they cannot even protect you. He says in another place. So he had such a great regard for Holy Mother, and that's why in the history of the religious leaders, you don't find a single instance anywhere where the master worshipping his own wife as a divine mother. So the divine mother in the temple, that is Kali, and his own biological mother, and also Sarada Devi, all the three are non-different for him. The same divine mother has come in the form of Holy Mother. That's why she became Holy Mother. When he did that puja, after the puja of Master to Holy Mother, rather Sarada Devi became Holy Mother from that day. So all started calling her Holy Mother. So this is a very wonderful thing that we see that. And third instance, the author quotes about mother's insistence that if anybody says mother, I shall not leave that. If I shall obey that, not master's instruction. So that's what one instance he says. In this instance, he says, the example of selfless service at its highest. But it is also full of the fragrance of motherhood in its first bloom. Very beautifully he puts it. The motherhood in Sarada Devi is blooming, started blooming in Dakshineswar. And it's going to end last even in 1920, before she passed away. She said, no one should see fault of others. Try to see fault within yourself, she says. And no one in this world is a stranger to you. These are the things is going to come. That's the full blooming of motherhood, you can say that. Because all over the world, everybody can worship, can call me as mother. So that was a wonderful thing. And here in Dakshineswar, it has started slowly coming up. And in Kashipur also we see several incidents of her motherhood. So he says, in its first bloom, he says, as the mother felt too shy to come. It's also another good incident. So in Dakshineswar, in the night, mother used to bring food to master's room. And she would sit. And that is the only time she could get to be with the master. Only the eating time. Rest of the time people are there. Even the night time also some people come and the devotees come and stay in master's room and they sleep there. So mother can never come before the others and she was too shy before the others. So she would bring the night food every day. On that day, mother came into the room. Suddenly, one lady came and the veranda itself she caught her mother. Said, Mama, please give this plate. I want to give this food plate to master. To take the food also and put it before a holy man is a great blessing. And that's why when you go to India, and in India many houses, when you go to villages, etc., they receive you, wash your feet, and then take you into the house. That is the system of taking the sadhus inside the house, and then make you sit. And then the lady herself will serve you. It's not that everything is kept on the table, and you take by the spoon on your own, the lady will stand and serve you. And some ladies even in Ireland I see, they don't would like to sit with us in the same table and chair. They will be standing only. Serve it and then only they will sit. Without serving they will not sit. And like that some are there. And that's our tradition. One lady said, why don't you sit with us? She said, if my mother comes to know that I sat with the Swami, she will kill me. She said. So that is the tradition, you see. The villages, it's still there. So a holy man means you have to serve. That is one of the great things that. So this lady, she thought, though I am not a very morally correct woman, but then I wanted to serve the master so that my sins can be removed, you see. That is only her desire. So she told mother, Ma, give me the plate. And she took it and she was afraid to face the master. So what she did, she kept the plate and ran away, ran out. At that time mother entered and she sat. Now she told master to eat. And master was sitting very grave. He was not eating. He was not touching the plate. And mother said, what is the matter? Why you are sitting like this? Eat. Then master started very in a harsh tone. He started asking her, how can I eat what has been defiled by her? Why did you allow her to send this plate? How can I touch that? Here we must understand one point of Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna came, Avatara comes for the sinners. Yes, because they are not come to eat rasagullas. That's what mother says. Okay, for the sinners when they come, why they not accept sinners' food? There are people, it is said that there is a people in Calcutta who do lot of, double number dealings in business, telling lies in business or doing something, not according to law. So those things they earn money lot. And they go to, what they do? They go to different ashrams and give money. They think that by giving money like that, and they can be free from all these things. Like that they since these things. So like that, to Paramahansa also, they used to come like that. And they will bring lot of sweets with sankalpa. So what is the sankalpa? With kamana, that is with a lot of desires. They have prayed to Mother Kali, and then coming to Paramahansa, they will pray to him. And then they will say, this is the sweets I offer to you. You see, when you offer to a great man, or a sant, or a saint, what you should do? You should pray for good things. That's why you are bringing the thing. Okay, you are offering it, it's all right. But then your kamana is such a thing. I must get my case winning. I must get this thing done, that thing done. My business should flourish. All those things they will bring. These are called laukika kamanas. So with that they come. And then they give. Now, if anybody eats that type of food, that the other person's mind also will be spoiled. Eating food from the hands of immoral person will create thoughts of immorality in you. This is one of the idea of Ramanujacharya, who says that ahara, the word ahara means ahriyate iti aharaha. That is that which is grasped by you. So, you give me something, I grasp it. When I grasp any item from you, particularly food, and then eat, cooked by you, your mentality, that mental tendencies, is got a way to affect my mental tendency. That's why, while cooking food, you must think of Lord. Think of Lord. And you think that I am cooking for sadhus, so this much, the purity of mind must be there. Why you should not go and eat in restaurants, etc., they say. It is because the people who are cooking there, with what mentality they are cooking, you don't know. And then you come back and then you have stomach problem. Because you do not know what mentality he has cooked. And whether he is a good man or not, you do not know. He may be a good man, but at that time thinking, what is his thinking, thoughts going on, you do not know. I will tell you one small incident that happened in Vijay Krishna Goswami's life. Vijay Krishna Goswami was very dear to Ramakrishna, and Ramakrishna used to be very loving to Vijay Goswami. Vijay Goswami was a Brahma Samaj leader. Later he left Brahma Samaj and he had his own way of sadhana, etc. Then he started believing in mother worship, etc. So Vijay Krishna Goswami, after, I am talking about much later, after Master's passing away, he became a guru. And he used to instruct in village after village, he used to go and instruct. So one village he went, and that village, all the people came and told that, oh sir, you have to stay in this Kali temple. There's a Kali temple was there, stay there. But there is a terrible thing happened yesterday. He said, what happened? 3 days before, one sadhu came. You know, wandering sadhus are there in India, you see, wandering sadhus. They go from village to village. 3 days maximum they will stay in a village. That's all. And then they will go to another village and stay. So one sadhu came and we allowed him to stay in the Kali temple. Okay. And then every day we used to give him food. So what happened? Then yesterday morning, when the pujari came here, the temple door was open. The Kali temple door was open. And when he went inside and put on the light, etc., none of the ornaments on Mother Kali was there. All the ornaments were stolen by that sadhu who was there for 3 days and ate our food, and he has gone away. Today morning, he has gone away. So Vijay Krishna Goswami said, okay, call some of the young fellows of the village, let them take some horse and go around and see. He would not have, he would have walking only, he would not have gone long distance. Catch him and bring him to me. So one young fellow caught him, that sadhu was caught with a big package, he was walking. And all the ornaments of Mother Kali was there. So the young fellow caught him and brought him back. And that sadhu was sitting like this before Vijay Krishna Goswami. He was ashamed. Then Vijay Krishna Goswami said, wait, let me inquire what has happened. Then Vijay Krishna Goswami asked him, you stayed here for 3 nights? He said, yes, sir. And you took food from all the people? Yes, sir. People were very nice. They used to bring me food and they used to take. Okay. What happened to you? What made you steal? Are you a thief by nature? He said, no. I am a sadhu. I never had done theft any time. But I don't know what happened. Tonight, that is this night, past night, when I was sleeping, suddenly my sleep broke. And I woke up and I saw there was this very small light was burning in Mother Kali's. So I stood in the gate, and then touching the gate, I was praying to Mother Kali. Looking at the Mother Kali with a dim light, and the ornaments on her necklace, etc., they are shining because they are gold ornaments. They are shining. And I was holding the door only, but by pressure of my hands, the door opened. The pujari forgot to lock it the previous night. So when it opened, I gladly went inside and put that wick bigger, and in the bigger wick, that more light was there, and I could see. While seeing Mother Kali in that so nearby, and then suddenly a thought came, I should steal away all these ornaments. Nobody is now seeing me. So I took one by one ornaments, packed, and then left. Then Vijay Krishna Goswami, he never said anything. He said, sit there till my inquiry is over. So that sadhu was made to sit. And Vijay Krishna Goswami came out and then told the people, yesterday noon time, from which house the food has come to him? Tell me. Then they said, no, there was a mela in the village. Actually, we all left for the mela. We never brought any food for him. I do not know, we do not know how did he eat. Then Vijay Krishna Goswami asked this sadhu, who became thief. He asked him, where did you eat yesterday? Because people say they did not bring food to you. I waited up to 3 o'clock, sir. No food came and nobody told me that they are not going to bring. And 3 o'clock I was so hungry. So I myself went into the village. From the Kali temple, I went into the village. And one house, one lady was standing. She said, "Oh, come, Baba, come, sit here. I have got lot of food. Will you please eat?" Because I was hungry. I said, "Okay." So I sat there and ate and came away. Then he asked, Vijay Krishna Goswami asked, "Can you show the house?" Yes. So the house was shown. And Vijay Krishna Goswami asked that man to come out. I said, "Yesterday did you feed this sadhu?" He said, "Yes." "What food you fed?" "Oh, yesterday was a Shraddha ceremony in our house. And the whole village has gone for a mela. So nobody to feed. So luckily this sadhu came. So I fed his Shraddha food to a monk. Which is very, very bad. A monk should never take two types of food. One, Shraddha food. Second, marriage families, marriage days food. These two food they should not eat. How did you feed the sadhu with the Shraddha food? Shraddha food means what? The food that is offered as a pinda to that man who has passed away. Then he asked, "Whose name you gave this Shraddha?" Then he said, "No, it's about my father-in-law's Shraddha." Then he inquired discreetly, and the father-in-law was a thief. He used to steal from many houses, and he has done lot of atrocities in his village. And those stories came out later. Then Vijay Krishna Goswami says, you see, the Shraddha food that is offered to a person, that person's, his tanmatras of his qualities is called Trigunya. You know, Tamasic, Rajasic, Sattvic. 3 gunas are there. These 3 gunas, tanmatras of a person will come and attach to that person who eats the food that is offered to him. So, Shraddha food is banned for household, for sadhus. So in Belumat, etc., we do not accept. If anybody comes and asks, "Please come to our house, tomorrow is Shraddha, so we will give food," and say, "No, please excuse us, we can't go." Likewise, wedding is there, wedding ceremony is there, so please come and take the food. You say, "We will not go." These 2 places we don't go. So, if anybody has got wedding in their homes, if they bring to Thakur, to temple they can bring, only they will say, "Though my son's wedding is there, so I brought some prasad for Thakur, etc. So I offered, etc." So we do not eat. We go to our servants and others. Okay, others let's eat. Householders can eat, no problem. But we cannot eat. So these 2 types of food are prohibited for monks. So why I am telling you this is, if what you cook, so our ladies are cooking for our 2 monks, So we have to be very careful. I pray to Thakur at cooking time, let them have good thoughts so that we are not affected, later. So if you have good thoughts and think of God and then cook, and that will give us nourishment, because we are eating that food. So that will give us nourishment. That's why it's instructed that whenever you cook for God, or said, you must have pure achara must be kept. Why they are telling that you should not touch this, that, like that, by touching your mouth you should not touch that food, etc. These are all very important. Achara, they are called achara anushthan, they are called. They are very important. Because all these things, the tanmatras will come and stay with you, and you are affected by that. So it's very important. So this is another reason that Sri Ramakrishna's body, his mind was full of sattva-guna. And not only his mind, his body also became sattvic. Generally our body is tamasic. Maximum tamasic only the body comes. But Sri Ramakrishna's body, because of his continuous austerities and thinking of Mother Kali all the time, his body also became sattvic. So it cannot accept any rajasic or tamasic food. And likewise, it cannot accept any food of that quality persons who come and touch. So it is said, Premananji was not a Brahmin born. He was both families. But then he was allowed by Ramakrishna to touch him. Rather, he was the only person who could hold him when Ramakrishna goes into Samadhi. He was such a pure soul. So Sri Ramakrishna used to say that a pure boy, that Premananda, Baburam. When Baburam comes, that's very good. When mother came, Baburam's mother came to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna asked his mother, "Hey, can you leave your son to me? He has not finished his college education. Can you leave it to him?" She said, "I can leave it to you, but on one condition." What is the condition? Condition is, when I die, you must come and take me. Sri Ramakrishna, okay, no problem at all. He immediately granted. And he passed away. In 1886, Sri Ramakrishna passed away. This lady is still there. And after a long time, Premananji's brother says, when my mother fell sick and she was to leave her body, suddenly she called us and told us, "Take my body in a cot and put it in the Ganges, on the Ganges, so that I put my hand down and be able to touch the Ganges river." And her body was taken like that to the Ganges. And then her hands were laid down and she was touching the Ganges. And thinking of Ganges, she thought of Sri Ramakrishna. And she tells her son, "Sri Ramakrishna has come to take me now." And she left her body. You see, what a beautiful death. She prayed for that. And Sri Ramakrishna assured her, okay, on that condition only she gave her son to him. And Baburam was such a pure soul. He was sattvic. So when Sri Ramakrishna goes into Samadhi, and to come back from Samadhi, somebody must hold him. Otherwise he may fall down. And this Baburam used to be there. He used to hold him. And if any other person touches Ramakrishna, he used to feel terrible burning sensation in the body. This is what happened to mother also. In Holy Mother life also we find, when sinful people come and touch her feet, and she would feel burning sensation. And master would get such burning sensation, sometimes he would go and run here and there, helter-skelter. And then he would call for Ganges water. And he would take Ganges water and sprinkle on the place, on his feet, to reduce that burning sensation. So when the body itself becomes sattvic, how can it touch? So when immoral character person brings a food and keeps it before Sri Ramakrishna, he could not eat. So he was sitting quietly. He said, and here he says, looking at mother, he is commanding her, "Now give me the word, never you will do that again. Okay, today you have done a mistake, I will eat. But never in the future you will do this." Then mother, you see, how mother is, that's why he says her motherhood is the first bloom, he says beautifully. And see, Sarada Devi rises up like a cobra. Cobra rises on its tail, like that you can imagine. She says, and she also strictly replies to master, "No, no for this." She would have obeyed to him, but no, she said no. I shall not. Why? I shall not be able to contain myself if somebody begs me by calling mother. If someone says mother, at that time what is her age? Her age is only 18 or 19. You can imagine. A 19-year-old girl is telling, if anybody calls me, she has not become a mother biologically. She is telling, if anybody calls me mother, I cannot stop. So please excuse me. And she, with folded hands, she said, then she says, "You are not my Thakur alone. You are for all." Indicating to master, even for the sinners you are here. So how can you say no? Actually, master was very happy on that day. He tested, practically he tested her. That cheered up the master. Instead of master getting up angry on her, he was very happy because he found out that she is growing up in her motherhood. Like that he made lot of tests for her. And in every test regarding motherhood, Holy Mother passed the test. And every time she denounced Master and did what he did not want. And at that time, Master was happy, thinking that she is progressing in her motherhood experience. That's very wonderful. The beautiful life it is between the relationship of Master and Mother. We are going to see much more in the coming chapters. So we shall proceed further next. कृपां कुरु महादेवी सुतेषु प्रणतेषु च चरणाश्रयदानेन कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओं तत्सत्। श्रीरामकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।